So as we know, FromSoft is usually known for their brutal and spectacular boss encounters, and one of the most crucial aspects that brings these bouts to life is the music. Thankfully, Elden Ring Nightreign is no exception to this rule, so let's rank these amazing themes from good to best, starting with number 8, Gladius, Beast of Night. The first excursion into Limveld is a memorable one, and capped off by a boss that you assume is going to be near the pinnacle of the game. He's just so fun when you first see him that you're like, it can't get too much better than this, can it? The soundtrack is memorable and iconic, and you're probably going to hear it more than a few times as you're learning to play this new, Nightraign title. However, as you dive deeper into the game, you realize that almost everything he has to offer was just a teaser for something better later on in the game. So there's this infectious and driving rhythm that keeps the song engaging throughout. It's capped off by an even cooler rhythm change in Phase 2. But unfortunately, it just doesn't stand up to those that carve out a more unique space in the catalog of Souls-likes. It's a solid entry, but doesn't do anything particularly unique or special to make it stand out. Number 7, Maris, Fathom of Night. While you can see me roast this guy for his quote-unquote quality in my ranking of the bosses on this channel, we're not talking about boss quality here, just musical quality. And while his song doesn't blow me away throughout, it's very effective at creating a mystical and ethereal atmosphere. It's nice throughout, although I really wish that the ending was a little bit longer because those twinkling pianos make way for some slightly more pulsing strings, and it just starts to get really infectious. And as soon as you start getting into it, into the new hype and the new vibe that it's bringing along, it kind of just ends. So it's definitely a nice accompaniment for the boss in its current state, but I would really only return to listen to it on its own, maybe just for like the second half. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing from start to finish again. It's still a really solid track though, and it matches the vibe of the boss. Number 6, Adele. Let the sky fall. This song is vile, brooding, and dark. It manages to stay melodic and powerful. The highlights here definitely include the varied uses of detuning. Moments where these strings go meow, suddenly wiggle out of pitch. It creates a sense of unease and horror. Another moment is around 1 minute and 31 seconds of the song where you get this like really melodic and memorable pulsing part. It's exciting to hear a variety of instruments used as well. You hear like teases of electric guitar, and it's kind of like edited in this choppy, weird way that's like almost like super produced and very foreign to FromSoft. But this metal sound is super welcome, and if they want to do more of that, I'm more than happy for it. I was so convinced after listening to this for the first time that it would be in the top half of the list, but here it is at number 6. I didn't know Nightraign was going to have so much in store for us. Number 5, Fulgore, Champion of Nightglow. While you could easily make an argument that Adele is a more unique and quote-unquote better written track in some respects, I feel that there are just intangibles to a musical experience, especially when it's paired with the boss itself. It can match the vibe of the boss in a specific way that just really elevates it. Also, is it possible for the love of a boss to give a boost to the love of the soundtrack? Of course, and I think Fulgore is definitely a better boss than Adele, so there might be some bias coming in there. This song might be the single one that gets me the most hyped in the entire game. And paired with the personality of the boss, bulldozing through the arena like an uncaged animal,
it's simply too good.
I'd love to see how you all rank the soundtracks, because I don't think there could be an element of a boss that is more subjective than the soundtrack. But this one evokes this masculine chanting in a God of War-esque heroic romp that I found myself screaming about mid-run. Just listening to it as I write this makes me want to go to war. Number 4, Noster, Wisdom of Night. This is the most unique soundtrack of the entire game, bar none. Beautiful, elegant strings and flutes dance up and down the scales in rare, evocative, inspirational, and triumphant peace that we just don't get from Fromsoftware. Usually they're taking us to the pits of depravity and despair, only to bring a sliver of hope through at the last second. This piece feels entirely different though, leaning fully into this magical and beautiful sound. It almost sounds like it's just in the wrong game from a different developer, but in a totally positive way. This is the experience that started to help me expand my definition of what a FromSoft boss can be. I just hope that next time the boss is a little less annoying, so I can enjoy the music and experience even more. Number 3, Libra, Creature of Night. What I love so much about the boss music of Souls and Souls-adjacent games is their ability to inspire such a love of classical music and sounds. What I love in addition to that is their ability to throw in little twists of their own that give a new flair to a fully explored genre. Libra, Creature of Night brings a purely insane, chaotic, and disturbing sound to life through the use of what sounds like Mongolian throat singing and out-of-tune glockenspiels. Yeah, you heard that right, and it's awesome. I have a full cheek-to-cheek smile on right now, just as I listen to this pure insanity and chaos that perfectly matches the insane boss fight. While many of the songs in this game don't quite reach the heights of, let's say, Elden Ring proper, Dark Souls 3, or Bloodborne, there are moments in all of these top 3 that are at least vying to be in the discussion, and Libra is no exception. Number 2, Hjolstor, the Nightlord. Hyolster has the most classic Fromsoftware soundtrack. It sounds like straight out of Dark Souls 3. From the start, you'll immediately know that you're in for a classic. And it pulls the best card of constantly getting better throughout the runtime. Every section builds on the last. The slow introduction of the harp, the crescendo of the strings, the consistent establishing of rhythm. So many of these songs don't really have a melody that you can just get locked into your head and sing on repeat, but this one is an exception. You could easily make an argument that this song isn't anything new, and that was a comment I had to the detriment of Gladius. However, Gladius wasn't executed to this level of quality. The distinct phases give it different energy, level, and vibe, constantly upping the ante, but all posing a different reason to stay. The beautiful and forlorn vibe of Phase 1 is haunting and memorable. Phase 2 starts to feel like we're ascending to the heavens to battle a god, and Phase 3 takes us into battle itself, evoking the prancing strings of Slave Knight Gale. Yeah, you heard it right. Of course, it's not quite as good as the Gale OST. Yuka Kitamura, you will be missed from Fromsoftware, but it's damn good in its own right. And if we get more songs like this out of Fromsoftware side projects, I will continue to advocate for more of them to be created. But number 1 is Caligo, Miasma of Night. Surely it wasn't possible for a soundtrack to place above Hyolster. Surely. Well, somehow it happened. This boss has me swell with emotion and power every single time I fight him. Largely because of the presentation, but mostly because of the music. When I think of Nightreign OSTs, I will think of Caligo, and for good reason. There are huge, sweeping string sections powering over delicate, prancing pianos, constantly going up and down the scale, giving a sense of scale and beauty and grandeur in a way that few bosses can. It just makes me ache to go back and face Caligo again for the first time, but for now I'll have to cope by reliving that experience through the OST again and again. But let me know your list down below. Have a great day, and peace. Thanks.